Hey everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rafiat, and if this is your first time of coming here, you're welcome. And if you're an old subscriber, you're also welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a lovely way to make grilled fish in the comforts of your home. This is a lovely recipe that you can easily recreate. So let's get right into it. As expected, we need fish for this recipe, and I'm using croaker fish. You can use any other kind of fish, and usually they help you remove the scale from the market, but there are some scales left on the body of the fish. I was just taking them off at this point. The fish has to be properly cleaned, and to do that you have to locate this vent. From this vent, pass your scissors or sharp knife and cut through. You know this is a whole fish grilled recipe, so you want the fish to be squeaky clean such that any part of the fish can be eaten. And trust me, you don't want to be eating your fish and then there is still fecal matter and intestines and all that in the fish. It's also important to take the gills out of the fish. Like I said, it's a whole fish recipe, so you want to be able to eat any part of the fish at the end of the day, okay? Pass your fingers through and take the gills out. When doing this, I advise you wear your gloves, or if not, make sure you wash your hands thoroughly when you're done. So discard all that, and to wash the fish properly, I'm going to be using lime. You can wash without lime, or you can use baking soda. You can wash with salt, but I prefer using lime because it's always available for me, and I have found out that it helps reduce that fish smell. So make sure you get the lime to every corner, every part of the fish so that it will be squeaky clean. After that, rinse the fish thoroughly. Don't forget to open the gills for water to pass through. Rinse thoroughly, okay? So the next thing to do is to show off our squeaky clean fish. So that at this point, the fish is already very clean, and with this, we can move on to the next step. The most interesting thing about this recipe has to be the fact that we're making our own soya spice from scratch. And you'll need kuli and of course some dry ginger and garlic if you have. Chili pepper is important, and I'm using these small size chilies. They are very hot. You can use the long chilies, any chili pepper you find, or any dry pepper. So you need some uda, and of course you will need some ehuru. These are just soya spice ingredients, and I'm going to put more details in the box below. You'll need country onion. This is actually optional, and of course you will need cloves for this recipe. In addition to that, you will need some black pepper. These ingredients can easily be sourced in almost any Nigerian markets, okay? And then I have onion powder. I'm going to be adding that, and of course some seasoning and some salt, and that's all. Now I'm going in with a small jug of my BMP blender. This blender is super strong. It's one of my top recommendations on anything appliances. It is so strong. It can crush literally anything in seconds. And that's what I'm going to be using for today's blending. I'm going to put the link and everything you need in the description box, so please do check that out. So I'm just adding all the different ingredients into the blender, and I'm going to allow the blender do the job. And as expected, this blender crushed everything in seconds. So you can always use this to even make bulk spices. It's very strong and highly recommended. As expected, blending took a few seconds. If you're blending large quantity, do use the bigger jug that came with the blender. And after blending, this is what we have. Look how smooth, how rich this is. The soya spice is so nice. It had really lovely flavor, and of course it came out very smooth. No additives, all natural, homemade, and you know homemade is always the best, okay? So I'm going to be using half of this soya spice mix for this recipe, and the remaining half I'm just going to transfer into a jar. Make sure you're using an airtight jar anytime you're storing your spices. That way they're going to last for a long time, okay? So now I'm just going to set this aside and let's keep cooking, okay? So to the soya spice, I'm going to add some vegetable oil. You can use any other kind of oil. I just added a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm just going to mix this until we achieve this consistency. This is the consistency we need to grill this fish. Before doing anything on the fish, make sure you pat the fish dry completely. And one lovely thing I'd like doing to grilled fish is to make slits on the fish. This is going to help that marinade penetrate into the fish such that every corner, every part of the fish is going to be so yummy. And make sure you make these slits on both sides of the fish, okay? And after making those slits, this is what we have. I love making the slits in both directions. You can choose to do one direction, but I like them in two directions so that the marinade can get inside the fish properly. Another secret is to be generous when adding that marinade. You want the marinade to be properly absorbed by the fish, so the slits and generous amount of marinade is going to make that happen. Okay, so make sure you massage the marinade to the fish and do this on both sides, okay, not just one side, because you want it to be all over the fish, of course. So once you've done this on one side, flip the fish over and do the same thing, and make sure you're also getting the marinade inside the fish through the gills, through the belly of the fish. Just make sure you're doing it properly. And I like wearing gloves when doing this because of that plenty pepper in the soya spice. So please wear gloves. So I'm just going to place this on a baking tray. The baking tray has been lined with paper. And I'm going in with some ripe plantain, semi-ripe plantain. I'm just going to make slits on the plantain because we're looking for something really yummy here, okay? So the slits will help us apply the marinade generously. So I'm going to do this on both sides of the plantain. The plantain is optional, but I mean, who doesn't love grilled plantain? So repeat this process for all four. I use 4 for this recipe. And I'm just going to place the plantain just beside the fish so that they can all grill together. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. So in place of plantain, you can use sweet potatoes, Irish potatoes, or even yam. The choice is yours, okay? It's a matter of preference. Gladly, the grilling time for fish and plantain is around the same time, so I'm going to grill at 170 for about 25 minutes, and don't forget to flip over in between. While the fish is grilling, I'm just going to go ahead and prepare the veggies that will go with the fish. You can use plain salad, but I'm using coleslaw for today. And of course, I started off with some cabbage, and this is just the cutting process of the cabbage. I'm using this multifunctional cutter. This cutter is a must-have. It has different parts, and I also use this for the carrots. It's very functional and easy to use. Once done with the cabbage and of course the carrots, the next thing to do is to transfer them into a bowl. You can leave this at this point, but of course I want to be extra. So for extra nutrients and extra crunch, I'm adding red cabbage. It is supposed to be purple cabbage. I don't know why they are calling it red cabbage. Is this color not purple? So the purple cabbage is actually crunchier than the white cabbage, so I like it for that extra crunch. I also went ahead to add some spring onions. This is absolutely optional. I'm just being extra and I wanted something really colorful and filled with nutrients. And this is all I'm going to be using for the veggies, and I'm just going to set that aside and let us make the dressing for this salad. So I'm going to start off with some mayo, and I'm using 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise for this. You can use more, but 4 tablespoons is okay for what I was making. And then I'm going in with 1 lime. You can use lemon in place of lime. I'm just rolling the lime on the counter so that I can get enough juice out of it. And I'm going to squeeze half of the lime into the salad dressing. And now I'm going in with some black pepper. The pepper is absolutely optional. I feel like I was being extra. So I'm using my pepper grinder to, crush the black pepper. You can absolutely skip this part. It's not compulsory at all. And now for that creaminess, for that rich and creamy coleslaw, I'm going to be adding some milk to this. This is optional but recommended. It's going to help you achieve that creamy, rich, yummy coleslaw dressing or salad dressing. Okay, so mix this completely, making sure that all the ingredients are well incorporated. When you make your salad dressing like this, you're going to love it. It's really nice, it's creamy, and you're going to use very simple basic ingredients. It's time to combine the veggies and that salad dressing, and you want to be generous with this. Add generous amounts of the dressing into this veggies that we prepared earlier. Now I'm just going to mix everything together. Mixing this is tricky. You want to make sure that you take your mixing spoon to the bottom of the bowl, making sure to get all the veggies up. That way that creaminess, that creamy dressing is going to get to every part of the salad. One good thing about coleslaw is that it is so easy to make. It's something you can whip up in few minutes, and it's really yummy too. And you can choose to add other ingredients into this, but I just left mine this simple. At this point, I checked on the fish and it was perfectly done, and this is what we have. On our platter, we have the grilled fish, the grilled plantain, some cucumber slices, tomato slices, some suya pepper and some pepper sauce which I already had, the coleslaw and some lime slices. Now this is well loaded and so yummy. Thank you so much for coming this far. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and comment. And I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye.